What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Caly, Michigan. When I look into the mirror, I don't see my face. Wonder why I'm going crazy, but that's not the case. I'm just dwelling on what you need to do before you learn how to crochet. Because you don't just jump into crocheting. You get what I'm saying? You need all your materials, of course, but you also need to learn, know some type of knowledge. Okay, so first things first, of course, you need your materials, like I said. You're going to need a crochet hook from whatever size. This size is a 5mm. It's H-8. So it goes by either H or it goes by 8. I don't go by the letters. I go by the measurement. So that's 5mm. My favorite one is, I want to say it's either the 6.25 or 6.5. It's between, my last hook I used was the 5.25, but I like the 5.5 between 6.5. That makes sense. But yeah, they're my favorites. I use those a lot. And I also like to double up my yarn. But today I'm using white yarn, which I shouldn't be using white yarn if I'm going to teach you how to crochet. So that's why I'm not teaching you how to crochet today, because you wouldn't really see the stitches. But anyway, I believe this yarn is for a 5mm, and I got that, or 5.5, I can't remember, but I got that hook today anyway. You need your yarn, you need your hook, you need some scissors, and possibly a darning needle if you want to weave in your ends, because you're going to have strings hanging from when you start and when you finish. Okay? But for today, I just want to teach you how to wrap the yarn around your hand. So you're going to take your string of yarn. Oh, and when you buy your yarn, I'm all over the place, but keep up, okay? When you get your yarn, you find the yarn string that's in the middle of the yarn so you can pull it from the middle. You do not want it's all tangled all everywhere because I just pulled out my yarn. But if it's not coming from the middle, like it's not from this side, yes it is. If it's not coming from the middle, you don't want that, because you're going to have a string that's wrapping around it, and you're going to have a string that's coming out the middle. Get the one from the middle. Rambling, let's move on, okay? And then you pull it from the middle, and you just pull like this. You're going to start from that string that comes out the middle, and you're just going to do this, and it's going to create a pile on the ground, okay? Just keep going. Just keep going until you have a big enough pile for yourself, okay? And then you go the opposite direction and create that pile in whatever direction you need to go. Meaning, if you are right-handed, like I am, when I pull my yarn, it's going to be going this way, because the yarn is supposed to be on my left side at all times, because the hand that I'm crocheting with will be my right hand, like this, okay? For example, let me start a project real quick, okay? I wrap my yarn. Wrap my yarn around my hand, okay? And then I start a project. Let's say, let me start my slip knot real quick so we can do my little project. Okay, so the yarn is in my hook is in my right hand. My yarn is in my left hand. I didn't wrap it around my hand. And then I'm gonna do, let's do our chain. Okay, let's do our chain. Now, you see that? Do you see the yarn is freely moving through this hand? Right? Cool. Okay. In order for this to move through my left hand, the yarn needs to be in the right position. So it's going to have to be on my left side. Okay. So when you pulling out your yarn, I'm pulling it with my right hand, which I am right-handed, and I'm pulling this way because I'm pulling it out of the yarn skein, okay? Or skein, or however fuck you say it, however you pronounce it. Now, once I pulled out that pile that's big enough, I'm going to move that back to the left side of me, okay? Because I'm going to make a little pile on the side of me that's not in the skein because I need loose yarn, so I'm not always pulling and tugging and then fucking up my tension, and then now my product, my piece or my whatever don't look right. So now I have my pile, and now I have my yarn ready to be wrapped, and I'm ready to crochet however I want to crochet, and it's going just fine. I ain't got no issues, no tension issues, nothing, because it's able to move freely through this hand. Okay, cool. Now, the next thing you need to learn is how to wrap your yarn around your hand. It's going to be, if you are right handed, it's going to be your left hand. You can wrap it however you want to, if that's what you want to do. But the best way I learned was to take my yarn. I got it with my right hand. I got my left hand out like this, right? Now I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hand like this. You see me holding it? And then I'm going to grab the yarn with my thumb. You see that? So you see me wrapping around this hand. Close your thumb. And then you're going to take your index finger and you're going to tuck it underneath this yarn. Okay? And then you're going to have your wrap. You got me? Wrap it around. Hold it with your thumb. And then tuck with your index finger. And then it's gonna be like this. And then I just like to hold it like this with my thumb, because I'm already holding the other one with my thumb. Okay? But before you wrap it around with your hand, get your yarn on your hook. So let me teach you how to make a slip knot if you don't know how to make a slip knot, which you can do that however way you want to. A slip knot is a slip knot. So I'm gonna wrap it around my finger like this. And I'm gonna take the back of it and then I'm gonna wrap that forward. So I'm gonna wrap the yarn back around my index finger, like how I'm doing it over my hand to wrap it. And then I'm gonna take the long string and wrap that forward around my finger. Just simple, okay? And then when you do that, you're going to take the back string and you're going to flip it over. I just did that wrong. I don't know what happened. Take your yarn, wrap it over, okay? And then you take the back of your yarn. Oh, make sure it crosses over. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. You're going to take the yarn and you're going to wrap it over like that, like so. And then you're going to take the back of the yarn. Let me separate these two. You're going to take the back of the yarn and you're going to flip that over your finger like that. Then you're going to cross over. Bet. And then you're going to take this hook through that loop and then you're going to tighten it. And then there you go. You got a slip knot. However way you can come up with a slip knot, go ahead and do it. It don't even matter. Cool. So you got your yarn on your hook. Then it's time to wrap around your hand. So back around your hand, hold with your thumb, take your index finger, tuck under the yarn, and there you go. That's simple. Let's go this way. Take your yarn, wrap it around your hand. Take your index finger. You see this thumb can just hold this, but you really don't have to. Take your index finger, go under the yarn. That's it. That's all. And then you're ready to crochet. Mind you, this middle finger, or yeah, this middle finger and your thumb is going to always hold your product. or product. It's always going to hold your project, always, forever, and to the end of time. Okay? But yeah. So let's start doing our chain. Crocheting freely. Just great, okay? And then you do whatever you need to do. You do your project. You see I'm always holding my project with my index finger. I mean, not my index finger, my middle finger and my thumb. I'm always holding it with my middle finger and my thumb. Always holding it with my middle finger and my thumb. You see that? The middle finger and the thumb is guiding my product. If I say product one more time, my project. Okay? Always. Now, you see how my index finger is like controlling the tension of the yarn? It continues to move always. That's because that's keeping this from going too tight. You see that? Simple. I wrap the hand around and I wrap the index under. I wrap my hand around and I wrap my index under. I wrap I wrap my hand around and I put my index under. That's how you got to do it. And then you can use this freely. And this finger is controlling. See, look. You see that? It's controlling the yarn. Controlling the yarn. And then once you get too much, you can just rewrap it. You can do whatever you want. Just rewrap it. That's it. It's not a problem. Just rewrap it. Now, if you made a mistake in between the project, what you do? You pull this string, yeah, and you frog it to wherever you need to go. Because say you want to pick up right there, right? Just put your hook right back in that loop. But if you feel like you just fucked up the whole project, just pull that bitch out. Just like this. And you done. That's it. That's all. It's no stress. Now I understand if you did a whole big, thing, it's just wrong. But that's when measurements come in. You should have been paying attention. And I feel you because I done did it plenty of times. But the more you do it, the better you get. And there's no reason to feel upset or, discouraged or whatever. Just keep on going because guess what? The better you're going to get. Like I said. But yeah, those are simple things that's going to make everything so much easier for you when you're beginning. I'm talking about beginners and beginners only. If you don't know what you're doing right now, then that's what you need to be mindful of. You need to be mindful of your tension, and your tension is controlled by the way you wrap your yarn around your hand and control it with that finger and all of that. Be free to move this. If it's too tight, be free to pull your hook, tug on your hook to pull that loop a little bit. If you cannot do that, you need to readjust your tension on your hand, okay? And then another thing that could mess with your tension is how the yarn, if you're crocheting straight from out of the skein, it's going to be too tight. You need to pull some yarn out, which is why I told you, make your pile. You need to pull some yarn out. That's why I told you to make your pile, okay? And when you make your pile, you go backwards and put the pile on top of the skein or just on the side where the yarn is pulling through. Never put it on the side where you're holding the hook at because it's going to mess up the tension as well. I'm telling you, if you do it the way I'm telling you to do it, it's going to make it so much easier for you. Another thing, get in a comfortable space, okay, and find somewhere to be at peace because you do not want to be. You're going to stop crocheting if you're just bored, unless you're just really excited about learning, or whatever. But if this is something you do, or maybe you're doing it to make some type of income, which is gonna be hard for you if you don't really like it. Because I like what I do. I like being creative and all that stuff. So if you don't really like it, you're just doing it for money, you're gonna need to make it as comfortable as possible. But if you're doing it because fun, like I do, then it really don't matter because I'm a crochet regardless. I crochet without even thinking. But sometimes you don't really want to crochet at the moment, or you are doing a project where it's a long little piece or a long panel or something that you got to put together. Because I make clothes, something that you got to put together. You're gonna need something that's gonna pass the time. Keep you occupied, watch a movie, listen to some music, do something. Okay, just figure it out. And then, what else? What else could I say? Hmm. Watch a lot of videos about what type of crocheting you want to do. There is so many methods. There are so many different patterns. And also learn how to read patterns. You need to figure out the abbreviations for everything. And there's also a drawn out like symbols. There's also symbols to each thing you do in crocheting, like for double crochet, all the different terms and stuff. Learn all the terms, please. Don't be confused. Another thing is what did I say? Get you a notebook. Get you a notebook and write down all your notes. Everything you learn. If you get a new pattern, make sure you make you a file to save down your patterns, especially if they're free, because there are a lot of free patterns out there. And actually, for every one of my crochet videos I post, you're gonna get a pattern. I'm gonna give you a free pattern. I'm gonna just make you a pattern. How about that? So you can get, some for beginners and some, for people who, actually do it. Okay? Like, how about the crochet do-rag pattern? I got you. I got you. I can do that. Um, what else? Um, yes, like I said, the notebook. You're gonna need to write down notes, not only for patterns or only for things that you learn. You need a notebook for every project you do, because being a creative, I once you learn how to crochet, you're going to be making things that just off the head, off the dome, off of measurements, whatever. It's like, oh, I like that. I wonder if I can crochet it. 9 times out of 10, you're going to think, girl, I can crochet that shit. And you succeed at it. You're going to be upset if you can't remember what you did to get there, because it was just, what is it called? A freestyle type of piece. So what you need to do is every time you make something, get you a notebook or notes in your phone or something, and write down every single thing you did. And guess what? Guess what? When you're done, you're gonna have a pattern. And guess what? Girl, you better put that in a Google Doc and put it on Etsy or something. Or put it on your own YouTube videos and make you a YouTube video. Listen, we are all about entrepreneurship. Get to that bag and make money off of your lifestyle. So if this is your lifestyle, girl, you better be writing that shit down. Okay? Cool. I think that's about it. Make note of everything. I just made it easier for you to get to start crocheting. So keep those things in mind. Um, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is up to you for continue to learn. I make clothes and things. So I can't really tell you nothing about that I'm you Guri or the other type of tapestry crochets, because I don't do that. But YouTube is your best friend. Go watch your videos. I might get into making the teddy bears and all that stuff, but I'm not into doing stuff for animals and stuff right now, so I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I'm sorry, I'm not doing this for money. So I'm just here to teach you the things that I know, and maybe one day might do a video of me learning how to do those things, but I'm not into making those like all the time, full time or whatever. That's not my thing. So if y'all see something that might be, challenging or whatever, I might do it for a video. But yeah, you might want to go see those other pages for those videos. But I love it all. Shout out to all the crocheters out there. Shout out to everyone who's into that. And welcome to the crochet world. Nice to see you. My name is Caly Michigan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what kind of crochet videos you want to see. If some type of pieces you want me to make, like clothing and some clothing or accessories, like hats, even if they're little booties or socks or something, or thigh highs, I'm into making those, or leg warmers or something. I'm into that. I can make skirts. I make tops. You're going to see a lot of things. I'm sure y'all see my last video, the outfits I did make. That's not even everything I made. That's just a few things I had like right there in one specific box. But I have a lot of things to show y'all and show y'all how to make and all those things. So just hit me up. And also I do custom work. So if you want me to make you anything, just hit me up and I got you. Again, I'm going to try to put a free pattern on this video, but if not this video, it will be on the next crochet video. Listen, I just got to get on that. I'll make the pattern for you and y'all can have it. And I think the next pattern is going to be a do-rag. It's going to be a crochet do-rag. It's different ways to make it. I've made it multiple ways, but I might just do one type on one pattern and the rest of them, depending on whatever might be priced. But I'll think about it. I got y'all.